All right, fellow YouTubers, where to begin? With this episode in my series of videos about my spiritual awakening. So right after I wrecked that ambulance, all that happened to me was I got this little cut right here, and that was it. And so they locked me up, and I noticed the same judge that I was issued was the same judge that was issued to somebody else who was handed down a ridiculous sentence. And I thought to myself, oh no, Lord, what did I get myself into? Is he going to hand me down a ridiculous sentence too? And so anyways, now this lady named Betty Edie will tell you God will either compel you to do something or impede you from doing something. And I felt compelled to try to kill myself, after you insult the most rich and powerful people in the world. And one of their puppets says that they're watching me through the scope of a sniper rifle. You be thinking, might as well put myself out of my misery so I don't have to keep on looking over my shoulder. But so I tested God out to see if it was my time to go, and I wrecked that ambulance as hard as I could. It seemed as though it wasn't my time to go yet, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I was thinking, at least subconsciously, I guess I'll die another day, as that movie is titled. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so I tested God out again. Not testing. I didn't test him out in a bad way, but just tested him out to see if he would compel me to kill myself, because it seemed like he might have been, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to make sure. And so I took the sheet off my bed, twisted it up, and then tied the two ends together, stuck it around the metal desk, and I was on the top tier, and I was making sure that nobody was looking in my cell, which they don't usually do. You know what I'm saying? The bottom tier was out for day room time, and I was locked up in my cell in the top tier. So they usually don't come up on the top tier, you know what I'm saying? At least to my cell or whatever, but like for that one day, an unusual thing happened where somebody from the bottom tier walked up on the top of the top tier to talk to somebody else or whatever. And so I thought to myself, okay, well, we'll just wait till tomorrow and see if God shows us any kind of signs. Because it seemed to me like, because at the time it seemed to me that God was trying to show me some kind of signs, but I didn't know what these signs meant. For most of them, I didn't know what I was going through, but it was the following day. So many people were protesting for that judge to resign. And so I think I kind of thought, like, man, this seems to be like a clear sign from God that he's got my back. And if he is about to have a judge, if God is about to force a judge to get resigned, God must have not just anything in store for me, but something serious in store for me. But I wasn't exactly sure. Like, I mean, I was kind of sure what the things I might be called to do. I was kind of sure of that, but I wasn't like really sure. And I knew they could be serious, you know. But even at the time, I was not even that. I was not even that equipped for the callings that God called me to do. Because as I mentioned in a previous video, right when God thoroughly, and I'm talking like this took a lot of time, a lot of traveling, and a lot of learning and discovering of knowledge and experience to learn everything that I know about gardening, making multiple free energy devices, and other stuff. This took a lot of time, effort, experience, and searching. And right when God felt that I was thoroughly equipped to live the calling He wanted me to do, then that's when He started to gradually show me vague signs from above, and then He stopped beating around the bush. Lord forgive me. And He got more specific when He showed me multiple words in the dictionary. Okay. And as I mentioned, I think in a different video or so, God showed me the word called tycoon, which means rich business person. He showed me the word implore, and a word in that definition is beseech, and a word in the beseech's definition is earnest. And there's different variations of terms with the word earnest in it. And the term in earnest means serious intent. God revealed those words to me when I was locked up in Southern California a few years later. You know what I'm saying? And I do want to say this. When I was locked up, there was a covert messenger. He said he was the son of a U.S. Marshal, and he said that yeah, man, when you took that first vehicle, I don't know if I can't remember if he mentioned so much the second one, the ambulance, but for the first video, he said, yeah, man, that was a big car from the very beginning to the very fucking end. And when you couldn't start it back up, that's because they drained the fluids out of the battery and they rigged that thing to break down. Now, see, you can't always go by what you see on TV to beat crimes, okay? You have to go by real world, real life experience. As Betty Eady says, there's no better teacher than experience. And that's my primary learning style, is experience. And so this wasn't like the show called Baycar, where they shut the vehicle down just shortly after it gets taken. They let me run a very long distance away from with that utility truck. And then what they did is, I know this from my own experience and by talking to others and by seeing this on a crime show. Usually, if the authorities are going to catch you on something, they're going to wait to possibly catch you on something big. So in other words, if you start committing little crimes, they'll ignore that many times so that you'll get overconfident and you'll start pushing the boundaries until you commit a more serious crime, and then they'll fucking nail your ass to the wall. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they did with me. They were on to me from the first vehicle I took. And then they waited until I would possibly get overconfident and commit a bigger crime. And yeah, this hits me just now. It wasn't just any vehicle they had for a Baycar next. Okay, it was a $110,000 ambulance. Yeah. I thought it was because they knew how much I knew that doctors were quacks, and so they thought that what perfect vehicle for him to get revenge on the doctors with is ambulance, is an ambulance. You know what I'm saying? But no, that really hits me just now. They could have gave me some junky jalopy that cost like $5,000, but no, they wanted to fucking nail me on something big. And so yeah, and I'm trying to think. Yeah, so that's pretty much does it for that those stories of of going through a spiritual awakening. I'll talk about others later, but that was kind of like the significant ones that one led up to the next or whatever, if that makes any sense. But till next time, bye for now.